Yes.
This does not have to be considered to be the truth or gospel or anything. It
Sure.
is from my viewpoint.
Hmm.
The Joy-Con boys community should have thrived and been further. But I
Mm.
think one of the things that's holding back the Joy-Con boys community is the idolatry of Etika. Let
Mm.
me put some context to that so that
Mm.
people don't take this as this is an attack against Etika, because I don't think people understand the meaning of certain words. And without understanding the meaning of certain words, you won't be able to get the context of what I'm saying.
Mm.
I believe that the I the idolatry of Etika's legacy is what's stopping the Joy-Con boys from moving forward.
Mm.
Uh, what Etika's the people say Etika is the glue, but that
Hmm.
can't be. And the reason why it can't be, he can't be the glue is because he's the founder. He's the
Right.
one who made it. So if he already made it, then what keeps it together?
Mm.
And what keeps it together is based on what was the purpose, or why did he make it? When
Mm.
you find out why he made it, that's the glue.
Mm.
Um, that because that's the reason, the why. It's the reason. When you find out what the why is, then you can build around it. Etika is no longer with us; he's passed. But let me look at let me give you a contextual ideology about this, right? Okay,
Mm.
so the United States of America was founded, right? Its first president was George Washington. So let's say that the Declaration of Independence is what founded the United States of America. George Washington became its first president. Well, George Washington's dead. So how did America move forward?
Mm.
See my
Oh,
point?
yeah, yeah. Because I was gonna
America
say,
moved. Yeah, America
it
didn't
needed
move.
a new leader.
Yes, but each leader that came and died,
Yep.
what did that leader come and do? What was that leader pushing? Was the leader pushing himself, or was the leader pushing an ideology? The Declaration of Independence is the ideology.
Hmm.
That's what it is. So Etika is the first president of the JoyConBoyz. Unfortunately, timely passed. But what's the ideology or the concept of the JoyConBoyz? What is that? What is it based on? What did he base it on? That right there. Now, once you identify that, then either as a community or another leader can step forward and push the ideology.
Mm.
So the one of the issues is that people I don't want to say people won't let go, but people can't look past his passing. So
Mm.
when I look at the Joy-Con boys from the outside, the Joy-Con boys are still in 2019.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Joy-Con boys are still on the day after Etika died. It hasn't left that day. It literally still on that day. So 5 years later, it's still on. Etika's dead. Etika's dead. Etika's dead. Why did he die? Mental illness. Etika's dead. Why did he die? Mental illness. Etika is dead. We should do
Right.
something with the Joy-Con boys, but Etika's dead. He was the glue. Mental
Hmm.
illness. Etika's dead. Why did he die? Etika. So what we're gonna do with Joy-Con boys? Etika's dead. Mental illness. So this is a repeating cycle. It just keeps over and over and over and over again. So it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's my viewpoint. So that's what I see. So I've had conversations with Eris and other
Hmm.
people in the community, and I told them, okay, so my question is, what would Etika want? So see, that's an advancing question. He's passed already. So
Right.
what can we do to honor Etika with the Joy-Con boys? It's kind of funny. For the FRFX, you have to wonder, does Etika even want us to continue it? It's a
Mm.
whole nother conversation.
It
But
is. It is.
yeah. So but we won't go there. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
let's just say for the sake of argument that
Mhm.
Etika wants us to continue the Joy-Con boys. Obviously he would want us to do it in a positive manner.
Of course.
And so the next question is, how can we honor a positive version of the JoyConBoyz. Now, I can't speak for other people, but I can speak for myself. So here's where things get a little bit mucky, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Toby says that Etika should be remembered for other things than just death and mental illness. And he's
110%. Yeah.
yeah, 100 million%. And
Even more
that's
so.
yeah, my point is that's my entire point. I'm like, okay, guys, I get it. There's nothing wrong with grievance. Grievance actually has an expiration date. It's like you lose your wife. My father's been dead since 2017. I try to honor my father by living a life of goodness and positivity and to do something with my life before my passing. That's how I honor my father. I'm not going to sit here and talk about my father's been dead since 2017. This is what once you go past your grievance date, expiration date, then it becomes idolatry, and then it becomes cultish because now you're focusing on the person's existence in a ideological form. That's why I can't stand Michael Jordan and Goku fans. Not the characters or the person. It's fans because they can't get off their dick. Well, this shit is just ridiculous. Like they can't see any fallacy, no nothing in with those people or characters, and it comes down to like a cultish ideology. The same thing for Vegeta fans and stuff like that. And any type of fans for anything. That's why I use the word idolatry. Like you guys got to move past that.
Oh, brother, I know what
If
you're
you
talking about. I was one of those. It's funny you mentioned Goku, and not to cut you off, I apologize. You mentioned Goku, Vegeta. I used to be a Dragon Ball head, man. I was buying all the merchandise. They had me hooked, man. But after a while, I came to that realization, yo, it's not what I've always believed it was. It really wasn't. And breaking out of that cycle, first of all, saved me a couple bucks.
yeah,
but it
it's saying
spared me from this cycle I had with it. But continue.
so the thing is, it's like, what can you do? Like, what can I do to honor my father? You know what I'm saying? The examples that Goku, even as a fictional character, or that Michael Jordan, even as a real character, that they have set. What can we do to move forward? Actually, this is a perfect example. Akira Toriyama's dead,
Right.
but Dragon Ball Daima is out. You see what I'm saying? They're not gonna sit here and harp on Akira Toriyama's death. What they want to do is what can they do to continue his work?
Yeah.
And that's what the JoyConBoyz, that's the problem that I see with the JoyConBoyz. It won't move past Etika's passing. And they won't and because it won't look past Etika's passing, it is doing nothing to honor Etika's passing by continuing his work.
Right.
And this is all based on if he even wants that work continued.
Of course.
So I say to Eris, okay, let's go back to the point. What if Etika wants us to continue the JoyConBoyz? Obviously, he's gonna want us anything positive moving forward. Excelsior, anything that's progressive always wants to, whatever it was then, you want to make it better. Just like anything in the universe. Evolution is the key, right? You have Michael Jordan, you have LeBron James. After LeBron James, you're gonna have somebody else. It's evolution. There's no such thing as the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time is the Almighty Creator, right?
Right.
Because you can't go past that. In fact, Almighty Creator is so godlike, it already went past itself by creating us.
For sure.
That's a whole nother concept and theology, and we're not going to get into that. So we'll stick to the point here. So what can we do to make the JoyConBoyz community better? And let me get into the sticky part, which now this is going to cause a lot of this will cause some contention, but it's good. Contention sometimes is good because it gives perspective to things.
Starts conversation for sure.
Yeah. JoyConBoyz community, the JoyConBoyz concept has
Mm.
already been usurped by guys like iShowSpeed and Kai
Mm.
Cenat.
Yep.
So you guys have let Etika down
Mm.
because those guys, when you can see the quote unquote spirit of Etika in them.
Right.
And I believe, because and I believe this not because it's just my opinion, it's because of the conversations I've had with Etika, that where, let's use Kai Cenat specifically, right?
Yeah.
Where Kai Cenat is where Etika was trying to get himself to.
Right. Agreed.
And when you see Kai Cenat and his friends, right? The
Mm.
different shades of friends that he has, the different cultures of his friends, from the community, the gaming community, to the variety community and streaming, to the industry of rappers and cultural icons and whatever. I think that's where Etika wanted to be.
Yeah.
But we spent the last 5 years,
Morning. Just morning.
yeah, mourning.
That's it.
But I know for a fact, and so I know Kai Cenat and wait, maybe Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed would disagree. But
Mm.
come on, we can all see the Etika in them.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a billion. We can
Yeah.
all see the Etika in them. And I know that those guys, they know about Etika.
Mm.
And instead of them mourning, they decided in their own way, representing themselves and their own image,
Mm.
they did what they did to push Etika. So the question is, what will the JoyConBoyz do? This is why I told Eris, I said, listen, the whole little war and argument in the JoyConBoyz community, who should lead, yada yada, all of that is it's infinitesimally irrelevant.
Mm.
Do what you can do. Yeah, but people are gonna say that I'm a Etika mark and whatever. We say iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat's Etika marks, and
They're still succeeding
so what?
regardless.
They're
They're
still
still
succeeding regardless.
regardless.
I'm like,
It's true.
you have, yeah, you have in your hands right now. You have in your hands right now an opportunity, right, with the JoyConBoyz community, because you're directly connected, to take it and become the next Kai Cenat.
Mm.
Take it and run. But what if who fuck those guys? Fuck the Joy-Con demons. Who gives a fuck about those guys? Stop worrying about them. Those demons are why Etika passed. The demons got to Etika. Don't let them get to you. Fuck those guys. But
It's
what
what's
if it
holding us
starts a
back.
war? Yeah, well, if it starts a war, then let's get to the guns. Well, not the real guns, but let's get to the fighting. You got to fight through certain things. You
Mm.
pushing and whatnot. And I told him, like, look, if he's willing to push the community forward, I gave him some ideals and some concepts of what he can do. The same ideals I told him, it's the same ideals I told Etika. And I'm like, push. And if they want the war, I'm all for the fighting. I'm all for the war, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm all for. I love fighting demons. anyone who watch my Anyone who watch my streams, when you watch me play with the Legend of Zelda, like I said, I do not consort with demons. I'm all about whooping a demon's ass. I have no problems with it. In fact, I'm kind of bored, so I'm looking forward to the war. That's just me.